The second season of Star Wars Rebels just ended, with an episode that had huge ramifications not just for the show, but for Star Wars as a whole. Death, deceit, new characters, old characters, twists, mystery. It's the kind of episode you just have to talk about, and we did just that, with the best person possible. Star Wars Rebels executive producer Dave Filoni, speaking to IO9. Filoni answered every burning question you probably have as the second season closes. We also got answers to some questions you probably haven't even thought of, including some of the implications for the series going forward, as well as how the show will tie in with the movies. Filoni even gave us some great teases for Season 3. Major spoilers follow. Advertisement: What happened to Ahsoka Tano? After her powerful showdown with her former master, Anakin Skywalker aka Darth Vader, the fate of Ahsoka Tano was left in question. Is she alive? Is she dead? Unsurprisingly, since her fate was left ambiguous on the show, Filoni wouldn't give an answer, but he would say this: I've already been devising certain specifics around the future of that character. Where she is, what's happening, if she dies, how would she survive if she did? All of those questions, I think they eventually need to be answered, but I wouldn't look to that, frankly, anytime soon. Did Ahsoka's battle with Darth Vader have any lasting impact on that him? I personally have never felt that anything changes Vader until Luke. Filoni said, the Vader that we encounter in Rebels was always meant to be the one devoid of emotions, except for anger, hate and suffering. That he was so trapped inside himself because of the terrible things that happened. Anakin never thinks of himself as betraying his friends. He sees it as his friends betrayed him and the Republic. He has to live on that side of the fence because the truth is just too damning. So he wants to destroy Ahsoka because she represents his past. She represents knowledge of who he was and he wants to wipe that out. His son represents a potential future because his son wouldn't know who he was. So he could build a new galaxy together with his son. His apprentice is his past and he needs to destroy her. Oh, and if you were wondering if there was a temptation for Ahsoka to call Vader Skyguy in the episode, Filoni admits there was, but tonally, it was such a fine line, they decided against it. Advertisement is Ezra Bridger turning to the dark side. Throughout the finale, Ezra Bridger seemed swayed by a mysterious entity who is revealed to be Darth Maul. More on him in a bit. And, in the episode's final moment, Ezra somehow opens the Sith Holocron, an action that can only be done by someone using the dark side, and then we see evil red eyes. He has to deal with the dark side, as everyone does. Filoni says, we all have to see. I think Ezra has been trained well by Kanan, but there are some big repercussions for them. In the finale, no one really came out of that unscathed. Ezra was bewitched and deceived a bit by Maul, and Kanan went down a path that led to him being blind, but we will deal with those things pretty head-on. They are very important to the story. Did Ezra really lose his awesome lightsaber? In his battle with Darth Vader, Ezra lost his combination lightsaber blaster, which has become a fan favorite. Filoni sees this loss as more of a rite of passage. At the beginning of the show, Ezra was so inexperienced that I thought, if this kid gets into a lightsaber fight, he's toast. Filoni said, so I had to come up with something that could protect him at range, but he's more experienced now and I can't want to keep him with his training wheels on so much. He gets a little bold there and takes on Vader. Not the best idea, and the price he pays is, bye-bye, lightsaber, What was up with that very familiar-looking green crossguard lightsaber? Speaking of lightsabers, one of the biggest discussion points before the episode aired was the fact Ezra is seen holding a green crossguard lightsaber, very much like the one Kylo Ren uses in The Force Awakens. Filoni said that Ezra won be replacing his broken saber with this one, unfortunately, but that it did not belong to a Sith. Kylo Ren were really fascinating to me because he seemed to be a student of history, especially Sith history and Jedi history. ? Filoni said, so I asked if I could put a crossguard saber among the artifacts among the ruins of this temple. I just wanted to put it in for one shot as a nod to The Force Awakens theme, that thousands of years ago, there were some other Jedi who had it, so it absolutely was a Jedi. Is Darth Maul back? Hell yes, he is, and in a big way, too. We tend to lean more towards Maul being the foil on the darker side of the Force for our heroes in the next season, said Filoni. You will see more of Maul, which I think is a great thing for the show. ? Are the Inquisitors really dead and will there be more of them? Sorry, Sarah Michelle Gellar, your character, the seventh sister, along with the fifth brother and a mysterious new Inquisitor, are all dead and gone. In fact, Filoni hinted that we may have seen, if not the last of the Inquisitors, close to it. Will there be another Inquisitor? I'll have to wait and see. ? Filoni said, but we are getting ever closer to the time period of A New Hope, and trying to live a little bit more by the rules you see in that film, and there isn't a mention of Inquisitors in that film. It might be something you see less and less of. ? Speaking of which, who was that new Inquisitor? For most of Season 2, we followed the fifth brother and seventh sister, a pair of Inquisitors whose mere names hinted at the existence of more. Well, there were more, and we met one in the finale. While we don't know the character's name, Filoni would confirm its species. This is a deep cut, so look in your character encyclopedia. But he is a Torellian Django jumper? ? Filoni said, which is a real thing. Trust me, I am not even making that up. Cassie Cryer, in the Clone Wars, was part of this little pair of thieves, and they stole Ahsoka's lightsaber, and he's the same as that. They are acrobatic and can jump and do all kinds of things. ? Bonus. The identity of the Grand Inquisitor revealed for the second season in a row. Rebels wiped out the season's primary villains in the finale. In the first season, that was the Grand Inquisitor, who makes a weird appearance in Season 2 as some kind of dream for Kanan. So who exactly was that character? The Grand Inquisitor was a Jedi Knight, said Filoni. He is one of the temple guards that arrests Ahsoka when she is accused of treason against the Jedi Knights, and he is also one of, more importantly, the temple guards in Clone Wars that is with Anakin when he fights Barriss Offee and arrests her for treason. So he is one of the two guards, I believe, that escorts her into the giant courtroom where Palpatine is overseeing everything. So he hears Barriss' complete speech about the corruption and the state of the Senate and Jedi Order, and that is kind of like a seed that gets planted in his mind about she's right, and when Order 66 comes out, he further realizes how right she is about all of the corruption. So it was like the beginnings of his descent into the dark side. ? Was that really a Knights of the Old Republic reference on the show? Yes and no. The finale took place on a planet called Malachor, a planet which plays a prominent role in a popular series of Star Wars video games that take place thousands of years in the past. And yes, the game series has a story about a Jedi battle there, much like the one referenced on the show, but Filoni doesn't think fans should read too much into it. He admits to borrowing a lot of names, background characters, and ships regularly from the former expanded universe, which is now known as Legends.